Friends, welcome back to my channel. So in this Let's Code Angular series, we will now understand a very important concept, RxJS. Okay, so what is RxJS? This is a very fancy term, right? Because we don't know what is RxJS. But in Angular, everyone talks about RxJS. So RxJS is basically a library, okay? A reactive library for reactive programming. So there are few points you should know, okay? You should learn it. Rather than understanding, you should learn that it is a library, okay? And it only deals with asynchronous data and it uses what? Observables. So these three terms you should remember. What is RxJS? It is a library. It is used for handling asynchronous data streams such as events and HTTP requests by using what? Observables. And we always know that HTTP returns what? And observables. Observables were what? You should watch my previous videos. I have explained that observables are stream of values, okay? These are streams of values. Now in Angular, RxJS is essential for making what? A responsive and scalable architecture. Okay, so this is only RxJS. Now, what are RxJS operators? These are basically used in your coding. Coding means your applications where you want to solve your real world problems, like autocomplete. You want to create an autocomplete, suppose a box where you type simultaneously and these options are getting filtered. And why we are using an autocomplete? Because in autocomplete we are using this fetching this list using what? APIs, and APIs are what? Asynchronous, okay? And for that we know that we should use RxJS operators. So for that auto complete part we use what? This switch map. Okay, so just quickly understand these operators. I have listed down almost every operator, but I will tell you that which are the more not more, I can say which are the most important you should know. At least that are the things you should be clear, okay? Like operators, we have first of all creation operators. By name only you can understand that you want to create. What you want to create? You want to create observables, right? So for creating observables, I have this off, from, and ages. Okay, so now off is used to create observable from sequence of values, okay? Like 1 2 3, and we want to create an observable, so we will use what? Of. Now from is used for converting an array, okay, into an observable. Now this thing can be any iterable thing, so it can be an array, promise, string, okay? Now Ajax is basically used for performing your XML HTTP request, and this also returns what? An observable. So these all are used for creating observables, but mostly of and for are used. So these two are important. You will use unintentionally this in your code. Okay. Now we will come to this combination operators. Combination means you are combining. So for combining, we have this merge, combine, latest, fork join. Again, this fork join is very important. So merge, as you can understand, that multiple observables into one emission, okay? Combine latest, it will combine all the latest values and then convert it into an array and object. Fork join, now fork join, if any one fails it throws error, okay? It doesn't complete, and this is used for combining the last values by multiple observables and emits a single value, okay? So it will be emitting what? A single value. So 1 2 3, suppose we have three different observables and these are emitting some values, okay? Not observables. Basically fork joins are used when you have promises, okay? So we have three promises, suppose, and you will get to know there are many uses, many use cases where you can use fork join. But one use case I tell you, like we have three promises, okay, and then we want to combine them, so we use fork join. In fork join, if anyone fails it will throw error, it will not complete, okay? Now we have filtering operations. These are important. Okay, this filter is very important. You use every time, okay, in any code, because it you want to filter some filter your data on the basis of some conditions. Okay, so you have an array and you want to emit only specific things which fulfill that condition. Like here in this code snippet you can see that off is used for creating this observable. Okay, then we have used pipe is used for chaining your operators, right? And you can see that off is coming from rxjs. Filter is also an rxjs operator, and this is your filter. So you use like this filter, and you have so you have this condition that this x should be greater than 7, and then you want to store the results in this x and you want to console. Then it will what, it will show 11 13 because these two are greater than 7. And we want to subscribe. Okay, observables needed to be subscribed. Okay, we need to either subscribe or unsubscribe. Whenever our work is complete, we need to unsubscribe so that we can avoid the memory leakage problem. Okay, otherwise you need to subscribe to get the value. Okay, then we have distinct until changed. So this is used in combination with switch map or any other operators you are using, because this is used to know whether this thing is unique or not. So it only emits when there is some different value, okay, from the previous one. Now we have debounce time. Again, this is very important. So all these filtering operators are used very frequently. This is also used in combination with your switch map. This emits a value only after specified delay without another emission. Okay. Suppose I have this x as 10. So after 10 seconds, my other emission would happen. Okay. Now I have transformation operators. These are also used. This map is used. Okay, this map is used for transforming each and every value of your array or your observable. Okay, like this I have said that you should multiply each and every value with 2. So I have used map. Again, if I wanted to use that, multiply these and then tell me which are greater than them, that value, so I can use map and filter together. Okay, so we can chain it, so we can use it together. Now this plug and scan is not used, like I haven't used till now. So plug is basically used for extracting your property values from emitted objects. Scan applies accumulator. You remember accumulator from your reduce part? We have one method called dot reduce in our arrays. So that accumulator, we are saying that we want to apply accumulator to each value and then emit intermediate results. Okay, like I have applied and suddenly, like immediately, okay, I want to show the result. So whatever the result is there, I want to show. So that is scan and that was plug for property values. But these are not used. Now, error handling is important because if you are creating any application, you want to know the errors, because it can't be happening that you are creating 100% error free programs. So, this catch error is used for handling your errors in the source observables. Retry is used to resubscribe, because without subscribing you won't be getting any value from your observable, right? So for resubscribing a specified number of times if error occurs. Okay, so this is retry and this is catch error. Then we have utility operators. Again, delay is used but this tap is not used. Okay, so tap is basically for your performing your side effects for each emission. It will not modify. This is important line, that tap doesn't modify your values. In delay, we delay emission by specified time. Okay, that we have said that perform this particular function after 100 seconds. Okay, so you might ask, what is the difference between delay and debounce time? If you're listening carefully, you might be thinking right now, right? So the difference is that whenever the user stops typing, right, then debounce time again emits. Like I have specified that I have added debounce time, okay, and I user is typing something in autocomplete, then user stops. Then after specified time, like I have provided 1000 milliseconds or 2000 milliseconds, so after that it will emit with another value. But in delay it is not happening. Okay, in delay we are not continuously emitting. We have waited and then we have responded like for one time. Okay, like I have performed delayed, like I have performed this particular operation only one time, and here emission is happening but with a delay. Okay, whenever user is stop typing, we can see that after that specified time our emission is happening again with the new value. Why new value? Because we have used switch map in autocomplete. Okay, so you'll understand whenever you start coding and you are in hands on performing your application and creating your application, sorry, and whenever you are doing hands on, you are chaining these multiple operators together, then you'll understand the working. That's the best part to learn anything. Now this is switch map. This is very, very, very important from both your developer point of view and your interview point of view. So what this switch map does, this cancels, okay, your previous observable value and then emits your new value. So whenever your new value is coming, so it is just canceling the previous value and it is dealing with this new value only. Okay, so this is only what your switch map is doing, and this is used for handling dependent asynchronous actions, which is like API calls in response to user actions or your route changes. Because if in URL you are typing, right, and whenever a new uh, address you are writing, okay, in URL you are adding some more, so you want to change, right, you don't want to refresh your entire, because we are following what SPA, right. So this ensures only the most recent observable is active at that moment. I have added this code snippet so that you can know how to use in code. This is how you use switch map. Okay, and this is how you can use the switch map in your routing part. Okay, so this is how you use. Okay, I think this is very much clear to you, this param map and then dot pipe, and inside that we have used switch map. Again, because it will be an observable, we need to subscribe it. Okay, then we have merge map. This is also important, but merge map is basically for like emitting multiple values and you want all these values. Okay, so it is merging all the results and then giving you this value. So maps each value to an observable, then merge the outputs into a single stream. So no cancellation is occurring as in switch map, right? Unlike switch map, no cancellation is happening. Okay. For cases where we need all outputs, there we use merge map. Okay. So for example, processing a queue, we can't miss any item. So we need to use merge map. This is the code you can see. Now you might be confused and you want to know. Tell us when we want to use map, switch map, and merge map, right? So yeah, this is simple. Whenever you want to convert your data or you want to format, you use simple map, okay? But when you want to fetch your latest data and cancel your previous one, you use switch map like autocomplete, route changes, search queries. And merge map is used when every result matters. Okay, you can't miss any of the result, like processing all in parallel. Then we use merge map. Okay, now these are what can be asked in your interview, some interview questions. Otherwise, RxJS is completed. These This is enough to know. Okay, I don't think anything further than this is needed to know. But yeah, there's every time there's a scope to learn something new. So these can be asked, what is RxJS? I hope this is cleared and how it is used. So just remember bullet points, that it is a reactive extensions for JavaScript. It is a library, bullet 1. Bullet 2, used for reactive programming, uses observables. Okay, make and for your asynchronous data. Okay, so manages asynchronous task, event based programming, and data flow. You can take screenshot of all these notes I have made for you only, and if you want you can comment down, so then I can provide this in a link. Now what is an observable? You know that it is a stream of data that can emit multiple values over time. So this is the difference. Whenever anyone asks us now what is the difference between promise and observable, then promise only emits single value and only one time. Okay, and this can't be cancelled. But observable emits multiple values and it can be cancelled. Okay. Now what are observers and subscriptions? Okay. So who will be like using these observables? That is your observer, like the person who will be handling this next error kind complete notification. I've said the person, but I think you are understanding that I'm just referring it. Okay, so observers are your consumers of observables. Now subscriptions, whatever we have done, dot subscribe. So what we have done, we have said that start the execution of observable, right? So this is only what subscriptions does. And then we need to unsubscribe to prevent what? Memory leakage. This is often asked, I have written here also, that why is unsubscribe is important. So this is important because it prevents memory leak. Then someone can ask that only unsubscribe is there to prevent this memory like leakage, or there is something else is also there to unsubscribe. So yeah, there is two things. First is dot unsubscribe method and second is take until. Okay. So take until is also there for your unsubscribing thing. Now this is done, and then yeah, how do you create? We have that creational operators like off from Ajax, right? And how to subscribe? We have this dot subscribe method. What are common RxJS operators? I have explained you above. What is the difference between subject, behavior subject, replay subject? Okay, these are special observables. Okay, subject has no initial value, behavior subject has initial value, and this is used for storing your current, your latest value, and then immediately used to provide the value whenever it is subscribed. Replay subject stores all the values in an array and used to provide all the values. Okay, so you can re-emit again because you have that value, you have stored that value. Okay, now how do you handle errors? Catch error. And where you use that catch error, you use within this throw error pipe. Okay, this throw error pipe, inside that you use catch error. What does pipe do? Earlier videos I have explained what is pipe. I have made full video on pipe, you can see. So here it is basically used for chaining your multiple operators together. Why this is important, I have told you. Now these are the key takeaways, kind of summary, kind of cheat sheet or notes you can say. So you can either take screenshot. Okay, I hope everything I have covered in this. Nothing is there which I haven't explained to you. Yeah, one thing, yeah, best practices. This I want to explain you that what are the best practices when you code. Try to use async pipe. Why? Because async pipes in templates automatically do subscription and unsubscription part. So whenever you are subscribing and unsubscribing, you are preventing a memory loss. And whenever you're doing this automatically, then you don't need to do it manually. So you don't need to remember, right? So it will help you. Manually unsubscription is needed if you haven't used asynchronous pipe, because like event handlers, if you had added event handlers, right, so it will perform again, so it will increase your burden, right, and the page will slow down. So try to unsubscribe it. And how you can unsubscribe? We have this unsubscribe method, and this was the take until another method which I was telling you. Now prefer operators pipe over manual nested subscriptions. Don't just go and create a nested subscriptions. Okay, just try to use these operators in chaining fashion. Okay, this is very helpful. That's why RxJS have these so many operators, because this makes your life easy both while developing and as a developer also, not for the application only. Now, why in Angular we are using, I've told you, like scalable, reactive, declarative. So these are the answers. I hope this video is clear to you and you found it useful. If it is useful, Please do subscribe my channel and learn Angular in depth, and you will become a very good developer by time. Thank you.